Hi guys, it's Crystal City Girl Homestead and time for supper. So I'm going to do a little bit of prep and then we'll get into the main course. But while I'm prepping, I have a story for you. Don't click off. Let me start with chopping up some potatoes. I just need to get them into smaller pieces. Whoops. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to jump you all over the place. I've changed my mind on what I was going to do with them earlier. So now I'm going to boil them. So last night I climbed into bed, and by the way, I've only had these 2 days and they were starting to eye out. And I got them from Walmart and not been very happy with them lately. But anyways, so I climbed into bed and I snuggled up to Tom and I began to pray. And I do that every night. And so in my prayers, I said, God, if this is actually what you want me to do, to have my channel, you know, show me some direction, you know, on what I need to do to get my views back up. Because they were up at like 600 and now they're, you know, not very good. That potato's not any good. And so all of a sudden, I seen a picture in my head of something I was going to make today. And it showed me a different way. So I'm hoping that's a good sign, and I'm going to try something different today, and I hope it turns out good. Everything that I had planned for today has kind of been altered, right down to the potatoes on what I'm going to do with those. And I really don't have a recipe for any of it because I'm going to be creating this as I go along. So now I'm going to put those on the stove, and then you can't get these anymore. My mom got this actually for me probably about 20 years ago, and she got it at a dollar store. I mean, it's just gotten so faded and everything else. Yeah, I've had it for a very long time. But I'm going to take carrots and put in there. This is actually a little steamer. But I had all those carrots, remember, and so I want to use some of them up. But I don't want to cook them all on the stove because it'll take far long, and I think they'll dry out, and I don't want them to do that. So I'm just going to put these in the microwave for now. I'm not going to turn them on. I'm going to grab these potatoes, put these over here. And I'm just going to put them on below medium for now. Okay, so tonight's dinner was going to be ribs. Oh, I was going to chop up some onion too, sorry. It was going to be ribs, and I was just going to make them barbecue and, you know, just like you do, you know, put them in a pan, put barbecue sauce on them, and call it good, right? That was the original plan. Well, in my in the picture that I got in my head, I don't think I'd call it a vision or anything like that, but you know what I mean. That's not what I seen. So I'm going to put that in there. Now eventually they're going to end up in the oven, but I'm going to cook them a little bit on the top of the stove first. But what I wanted to do is, as I've been going through my freezer, I found a package of 2 ribs, and like that's not enough for me, Tom, and Jack, and then Tom the next day. Sorry about that. But I also found a 2-pack of pork chops. So why not use those too, right? So instead of just putting them in the pan and baking them with barbecue sauce on top of them. This picture in my head was to cut this meat off the bones here. And I hope this turns out okay. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't, I guess. I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? I failed at it. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, I get 2 meals or 2 things out of my freezer that, you know, it's enough for me and Tom, but that would be it. And I'm just going to put these in bite size or just a little bit bigger than bite size spots, which Tom will be grateful for because he hates cutting up meat. I usually have it cut up for him before he gets home anyway. So that's how I'm going to get rid of the pork chops. And I know some people don't like pork chops or ribs or anything like that, but you could do this with you know, beef. Substitute other kinds of meat. It just happens to be what I have in my freezer. Because, I mean, other than bacon and sausage, really, Tom and I don't eat a lot of pork ourselves either. And it's not that we don't like it. It's just that, I don't know, I just don't buy it that often. But I do like sausage and bacon and all that good stuff. So I want this to kind of go along with making things stretch that you do find in your freezer. And like last night, we made that meal into 4 meals, which, you know, that's awesome. I mean, if you can turn meals like that into something better that you can feed your family, I think that's always a good thing. Because I don't know about you guys, but meat prices have gotten just astronomical. And I'd actually gotten these ribs on sale, really good sale. I can't read the date right now, but quite a while ago. So then I'm going to cut these up too. I'm going to cut, well, let me get this off and then I'll get those small pieces off there of meat, of fat, because I don't need all that fat on anything. Alright, let me trim this up and get them done, and then I'll be right back. So I'm still figuring out in my head how I'm exactly going to do this, but we'll figure it out. So I got the stove on now, and I'm cooking the onions and the pork chops and ribs together. Then I got to thinking, you know, I have those pieces of bacon that I make into bacon bits. And I'm sure there's one of you out there that will like that. But of course you'll tell me I didn't put enough in there, but that's okay. But I thought, you know what, add a little bit of the bacon flavor to it as well. And that might be even better. Now I'm not going to cook this through, I mean I can, but I basically want the onions to get softened up and the meat just to get a little bit, just a little bit browned. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for it to be completed on the stove, although might be pretty good finished on the stove. I think we'll do it on the stove. Let me turn my oven off. Because after I just thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, we could do that. Alright, so I'm going to get all that stuff fried up together. And I have good news. Kroger, for their ad tomorrow, has their big 2-pound bags of cheese on sale for $5.99. So I can stock up on my cheese. And then I didn't want to pay this much, but over at Fresh Time, they have extra large colored peppers for $1.25 a piece. So I'm going to go get cheese tomorrow and peppers. I won't be counting those into my budget because those are stock up things. It's different than the budget for, you know, keeping it as low as I can on stuff out of the freezer. I will let you know at the end of the week how much I end up spending on that, which it isn't much. I've been trying to keep that very low. But there are certain things when they come on sale that I need, obviously, and I need to stock them up. I also wondered if you guys would like to see a video. Tom's cousin put on there, oh, I would love to have a, you know, full freezer. Well, there are ways to achieve stuff like that. And I'm not going to be made to feel bad because I have a stocked freezer. I've worked very, very hard at doing that. And let me know if you'd like to see a if you'd like to see a video on how to get that freezer stocked up, your refrigerator, your, you know, your pantry, all that good stuff. So let's hope that this all turns out. It came in a flash to me during praying, which I called up Rhoda and I go, does this sound weird? And she's like, no. She goes, actually, it sounds pretty good. And so I thought I'd try it. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't taste good, but I don't know why it wouldn't. I mean, I really don't know why it wouldn't. And then I changed the way I'm going to do the potatoes, and I changed the way I'm going to do the carrots. Sometimes my brain just works like that, you guys, and I just have no control over it. But anyway, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And comment if you like. The liking really does mean a lot. So, after that flash last night, it just made me more determined to make this work. And to be a successful channel, a successful community, a happy community, and where we can depend on one another and care about one another, and in some circumstances love one another. And that's what I want. You know, people say you can't have the best of both worlds, but I don't believe that that's true. I think that we can have success, love, caring, and a beautiful community all in one. Because we're the ones that determine that. You and me. So I think we can make it happen. What's the worst? It doesn't. Alright. So I'm going to get this cooking and hope I don't regret not putting it in the oven. Think I should put it in the oven? I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, so I changed my mind again. So I am going to bake these. And the reason I decided to go ahead and bake them is because if I don't put aluminum foil on them, then they can get that little bit of char on top and maybe a little bit of crisp. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put barbecue sauce in with that. And I'm going to get my meat covered up completely with the sauce. Like so. Now I'm going to let that simmer just for a couple of minutes and kind of let that sauce get in there, and then I'll come back. Alright, so now it's finished simmering, and I'm going to pour that into my pan. Just like that. And I had to get something out of the freezer for tomorrow. And I didn't have to have Tom go look for it for me because I could just reach in and get it because my freezer's organized. I love it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the oven on 350. The pork is not done yet, so it does need to cook for a little bit. But look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? All right, so now I'm going to put that in the oven. My potatoes are boiling. Then I did 8 minutes in my little steamer thing for my carrots. So I'm going to put in, it looks about like 3 tablespoons of butter. If I need more, I can always add it. I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of butter in there. And then I'm going to add some brown sugar to that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I do keep a little thing of brown sugar here so that I don't have to go get my big container out, you know. That's a little bit of a pain. So, I'm going to put those on the stove, just on low, because we don't need them to finish up too quickly. So, we're going to have, well, I'll show you the mashed potatoes that we're going to do. And notice I didn't peel them. Watch what we're going to do. Alright, so the carrots are done. And the meat's got about 10 minutes. What's going to happen is everything will get put on a plate, and then I'll warm it back up when he gets here. So, instead of using milk, I'm going to use ranch dressing. Hopefully that's enough. And I'm going to use this instead of my blender. Look at the miracles of turning off the phone. They're done. With your immersion blender. Now I'm going to make these cheesy ranch potatoes. I probably didn't need as much ranch as I put in there, but that's okay. I'm sure they'll be just fine, just the same. And I'm going to stir that in while they're hot so that it'll melt. Alrighty. Look at that. So let's give these potatoes a little bit of a try. Good thing about cooking it, you can taste it first. Alright, so here we go. And I already see the cheese pull there. Delicious. That was something I was hoping that would turn out good too. And my carrots are done. They're not like soft mushy, because Tom does not like soft mushy. They're like one thing above soft. They're not crunchy at all, but he doesn't like them mushy. He likes a little bit of a crunch. Actually, they're probably too overcooked for him, but anyways. So, it's doing what I wanted it to do. It's getting a little bit of a crisp on top. So I'm going to come back and put these all on plates, and you can check it out. So I have Tom's lunch pack for tomorrow, and we have 3 plates. So here's Tom's plate. Doesn't that look delicious? I can't wait till he tries it. And I didn't have to add any more barbecue sauce either. I had actually a little bit left over. So we'll wait till he gets home. Shouldn't be too awfully long. And if it needs to be heated up, I'll heat it back up. And we'll let him taste it. But I think it was a success. So we'll be back when he gets here, and we'll meet you at the table. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
Are you sneaking bites?
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
There's the ribs. We think.
Good.
Good or really good?
Really good.
What do you think about those?
Oh, good.
All right, try your carrots. Brown sugar and butter.
Mm.
What do you think?
Good.
So is it a good dinner?
Mm-hmm.
I told everybody about when I was praying how it just kind of flashed between my eyes, so then I changed things again.
Right.
So, winner. Barbecued rib dinner.
Barbecued rib dinner.
Yeah. How is it, Jack?
Very good.
All right, we're going to let these guys eat. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
You guys have a great night.